Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and this time I am reviewing the film Summer School, which I'm not really a big fan of this cover. I like the original cover. It's more simple cover, but I like it. Let's see if it'll actually show up. This cover here, you can't see it because it's whited out, but it's pretty much the actor Mark Harmon and his dog. It's more simple, but I like it better than this. But the reason I have this DVD, it does have some special features. Summer School is a film from 1987, and it pretty much has Inside the Teacher's Lounge, which is, they have little bits of interviews with Mark Harmon talking about the film, the director, Carl Reiner, talking about the film. And then you also have Summer School Yearbook, so you get some of the kids who played the students. Just pretty much Mark Harmon is his high school teacher, and he's getting ready to go to Hawaii with his girlfriend, but then the teacher that was supposed to teach summer school, he wins the lottery and he says fuck it and heads off. So our Dick in the film, he goes, hey, Mark Harmon, you're going to do it. He's like, well, I'm just a gym teacher. I can't teach English, which is what the summer school class is for. And I'm already going to Hawaii with my girlfriend. And guy says, well, if you want a job next year, you're going to do it. So he does it, even though he doesn't want to. His girlfriend takes off to Hawaii without him. And pretty much, first he doesn't know what to do along with these kids, and these kids, pretty much they don't want to be there as well. And you do get an interview with some of the kids, like you do get an interview with uh, Dean Cameron, who I really like as Chainsaw. Real name Francis Grant, but he's nicknamed Chainsaw because he's a big fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Uh, Patrick Labertow, if that's how you say his name. Labertow. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Who's sort of the jock type guy, and he falls in love with Shawnee Smith, who is pregnant. Ken Olan, you did a little bit with him. It's probably only a little bit because he doesn't have much to do. He's pretty much asleep the whole time. Then you find out he's a stripper at night, and then later on he gets fired. But you don't have too many people. Like you don't have. You get a little bit of the Dick, who is like another teacher. I forget what the guy's name was. Shit, I forget what the hell the guy's name. Trying to find the cast list. I cannot remember the guy's name, but he's pretty much sort of our villain in the film. But like you don't have that's and you do have a counter with the director Carl Reiner and actor Mark Harmon. So it's better than nothing. It's nice to see some features and get some good bits of info. But like the commentary, there's a lot of dead spots during the commentary. I mean, it's not the worst commentary I've heard, but I think a lot more could have been done with it. Or you get more people involved with the commentary. And also the interviews, I mean, they didn't get the guy who played Dean Cameron's buddy, Chainsaw's buddy, which I think is Dave, played by Gary Riley. You didn't get Kelly Jo Mentor, who's this girl who's dyslexic, and then she's trying to be taught how to drive. She was also in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5. They didn't get her. They didn't get Shawnee Smith, who's this pregnant girl. They didn't get Courtney Thorne-Smith, who's this girl who just wants to surf instead of be there stuck in school. I think Robin Thomas, the vice principal, he's the sort of dickhead of the film. He's in there. But Courtney Thorne-Smith, who was in Melrose Place and such, she's not in there. So there's Kirstie Alley, who's another teacher, sort of becomes a love interest for Mark Harmon. She's not interviewed as well. She's not interviewed either. So there's a lot of people who aren't interviewed. But you do get the writer Jeff Franklin, who's also the associate producer. And this guy actually created Full House. So the guy who wrote this film actually created Full House, weirdly enough. And also wrote Just One of the Guys. And it would have been nice to have him on the commentary, because he's the writer, so he could put more info. Because apparently Jeff Franklin, he was a substitute teacher, so he knew some of the stuff that he put in the script, like when at the beginning of the film, kids are getting ready for end of school, and like one person brings their book, and you can tell it hasn't been touched and open. Another brings it in, and it's all beaten up, and all the pages have been ripped out, and bunched together back again. Also, that his influence for Mark Harmon's character for writing it was Bill Murray, because the writer said that everyone wanted Bill Murray to star in their comedies in the 80s. So that was his intention when he was writing the character Mark Harmon plays. Which I can see, because Mark Harmon brings his own thing, so he's not just copying Bill Murray, but I can see a little bit like meatballs, that type of thing against authority. Uh, Also, that Kirstie Alley's, it was either going to be Fran Drescher or Kirstie Alley, and then they chose Kirstie Alley, which I think worked out better because I like Kirstie Alley. And this is a fun film. This is a film I remember watching. I don't know if I first saw this on cable. For some reason, I want to say I first saw this film on cable. And Carl Reiner, the guy who directed, he directed another film which I'm going to review after, which I think he did. He did this before Summer School, but Summer Rental with John Candy, which will be the next film I review. But he actually did that film. And Carl Reiner, the films he directed, just getting the list. He did The Jerk, and Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, and The Man with Two Brains, and All of Me. All four with Steve Martin. Then he did Summer Rental with John Candy. He did Summer School. He did a film called Fatal Instinct, and then he did a film called That Old Feeling with Bette Midler and Dennis Farina, which I never saw. But Summer School was a fun film because the story's, again, pretty simple. It's pretty much these kids going through summer school. And Mark Harmon is a gym teacher, and at first they're just having fun. Like the end of school, one of them, I think Gary Riley is sort of the sidekick of Chainsaw, Dean Cameron's character. The locker, they have like a cat in the locker. And then, of course, like I said, Mark Harmon gets thrust into being this teacher, and the asshole's like, show them who's in charge. And he's like, great, who is in charge? And Mark Harmon does a really good job. I mean, whenever I think of Mark Harmon, I always think of this film. I think he did a great job with the performance because I don't know, he has a good sort of vibe to him. Yeah, like this big guy who's like, the computer made an error. Said I didn't pass. This time I will pass. And Mark Harmon's like, you'll do fine, I can feel it. And it's like, where are my car keys? Because he's doing roll call, and then Chainsaw is like, it's somewhere in this room. You getting hotter? Oh, you're touching the sun. Actually, you know what? I forgot. And he's like, what was it? He goes, where's my roll sheet? It's somewhere in this room. And like Dean Cameron, he's a really likable. I really like his character because he's a guy I can relate to. He's a big effects, loves special effects. He loves Rick Baker. He mentions Rick Baker. He gets them to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre during class. You actually see footage of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's a thing where they freak out this new substitute teacher, and so because they want I'm jumping ahead. By this time, he's being threatened to if these guys not to get this class into shape, he'll be fired. He helps them out, but then they still want more, so he's like frustrated. Says, "Fuck it, I'm gone." They want him bad, so they don't want this new teacher here. So Chainsaw and them actually put them in very elaborate, good special effects. Like, this guy should be making a lot of money in Hollywood with the special effects he does. Like, one has his guts hanging out and an eyeball. One has like a finger and a pencil sharpener. Shawnee Smith has like an eraser inside her mouth, or it looks like it. I like when they finally get to Mark Harmon. They still have the makeup, and Mark Harmon's like, bad day in class? But again, likable characters. I mean, again, they sort of gave each of these students something. Like Courtney Thorne-Smith, she loves to surf, but she also kind of has a crush on Mark Harmon's character. Mark Harmon won't do anything because, of course, she's too young. Chainsaw and his buddy being obsessed with effects and Texas Chainsaw Massacre and trying to impress the newest foreign exchange student. And then Kelly Jo Mentor, she's dyslexic, and pretty much Mark Harmon starts helping all these people out, teaching Kelly Jo Mentor how to drive, helping the jock guy with football, helping Shawnee Smith with Lamaze, letting Chainsaw and everyone have a party at his house where they burn up his couch and accidentally kill his goldfish. Uh, so on and so forth. Um, see, get some. They have fun on go karts and roller coasters. Chainsaw and his buddy pretend like there's killer rabbits, and they freak the. That at first freaked the foreign exchange student, but then she's like, "Oh, that's fantastic!" So she's not just a stuck-up bitch; she's actually into this stuff. And what makes the film work is the cast. Really, the cast. Mark Harmon, he's very affable. He's very charming, but at the same time, he's I don't know how to say it. What to say his character. Not low key, but he's kind of easygoing. He's a guy who just like to have some shades, hang around in the sun on the beach chair with his dog. Even a moment where he's got eating peanut butter with his finger out of a jar and then dumping it in jelly and then feeding it to his dog. He's like, you know what we need? Except bread. I'm just sort of a guy who can wear this kind of outfit and still be manly, but at the same time, just easygoing guy. And again, really like Dean Cameron. Like when they're finally taking this test, of course he screams, "Ah!" Tension breaker had to be done. Or like before that, he wakes up and he's like, "I don't know." Anything he's asked, he doesn't know. I don't know anything. And then his mom's like, "Chainsaw! What happened? What did you dream?" And he's like, "I don't remember." And his room is great. Like he's got posters for Jaws 2 and Jaws 3 and other horror films, and got really great looking makeup. You don't see them much in the film, but he's got really good makeup faces and kind of like Tommy Jarvis in Friday the 13th Part 4. Just cool to see that kind of character. And I thought Dean Cameron played him very well. I mean, Dean Cameron didn't get too many roles. I mean, I know he was in the Bad Dreams, but he didn't get too many roles, really enough. I mean, Seventh School did decently. It didn't do that bad. I think it made, what, maybe 30 million or such? Didn't do too badly. Well enough, this is a film from Paramount that actually had, I mean, it's not the best special features, but it's something. I was talking about before. I mean, other Paramount films, they get nothing. Like I was talking about this. Or Golden Child, but this got something, at least something. I think you can do better with features, but I mean, at least it's something. I mean, I will admit that. I mean, it was nice at least to hear Mark Harmon talk about the film and hear him, he's on the counter with the director for the whole time. They're in the same room. It's just, there's some dead spots in there and stuff, but it's still nice to see them talk about the film. They're fond of the film. They like the film. That's nice. And, the ending where not every one of them passed and the score together was below average, so they're going to fire Mark Harmon, but then the parents with the kids come in, and some of them did pass, and everyone pretty much went very improved scores. So the main principal goes, "Hey, I see a bit improvement in scores. You're staying." And pretty much him and Kirstie Alley kiss on the beach, and this ad-lib that wasn't supposed to happen. The dog came in, kept licking, and they had to break up, and Mark Harmon grabs and kisses the dog, and they're both laughing because that wasn't meant to happen. But it was a fun way to end the film. I mean, is this the most in-depth review? No. Usually my reviews are 20, 30 minutes long, but Summer School is one of those movies that speaks for itself. The cast, they do a great job. Each student has something to them. Like, you have a nerdy guy, you have Chainsaw and his buddy, which are fun characters. You have the exchange student, you have Shawnee Smith, who's pregnant. Uh, you have the jock guy, you have Courtney Thorne-Smith, who has a little bit of the hots for Mark Harmon. You have Ken Olant, which when Mark Harmon finds out, why are you doing this? And Ken Olant goes, if you were 17 again, but you know then what you know now. And Mark Harmon's like, yeah. And Ken Olant goes, exactly. Walks away, and then Mark Harmon can't say anything, so he just goes, I hate that kid. he kind of knows what the kid means. But what makes the film work, the score and the music is fun. Like when they're taking the test, you have the song Mind Over Matter. I mean, it's a total 80s movie, which is a plus for me. It's a PG-13, so there's nothing too bad about it. I mean, this is a film I don't really have any problems with. It goes at a fast pace, 90-some minutes long. Mark Harmon, really enjoy him in this role. This is I know he's big on the TV show NCIS, but this is the show. I mean, this is the movie. This is the thing I always remember him from. Is this movie, and the rest of the cast: Kirstie Alley, Courtney Thorne-Smith, Chainsaw, Dean Cameron, all likable, and they all do a good job. They all do their job, and it's a simple plot, getting these kids through summer school and getting them through the test. But it's a plot that's fine. Didn't need to be more complicated. Entertaining film, has a fun vibe to it. Not boring. I don't know what more I can say yet. This is pretty much me just mentioning summer school. It's a film I enjoy, have fun with. Again, the DVD is not too pat, but at least it has something. It's better than nothing, but I think they could do better. But either way, entertaining film. I enjoy summer school. I think it's a fun movie. But either way, thanks for watching. Take care, and stay tuned for more reviews. Later.